really focus on the political concerns, which we can focus on them, don't get me wrong. We can focus on the political concerns. But in order for us to be efficient and effective, we must have some money if we want to really make a dent in the political arena. So our leader is telling us that, or has told us that, in order for us to grow, we have to put more thought into the concept of how we're going to approach our political life. And that the Quran, it gives us a little small picture in the sense that how we are growing, which I heard earlier about the garden. The garden is where things grow. So every one of us come up in a garden. Your house is a garden. Outside in your neighborhood is a garden. If we know, yes, we have a physical garden where we grow food for substance, for nourishment, but also in the house is the same garden that we get the food from our mother and father, the nourishment from our mother and father. But then there's a larger spectrum in the sense that there's what you call the mother width. In our religion, the mother width is what? Is your community. So when you step outside of your door into the bigger mother width, you're actually really stepping outside of your door into a mindset, into an influence that could either take your life or it could give you life. So it is imperative on our behalf and on our part is to create an environment by which that we can go outside our doors. So that life will not make us stillborn. And I'll comment in a minute on the stillborn, what I mean by that. And that is that God has told us in His book that He invites us to a garden of luxurious growth. A garden of luxurious growth. So He's inviting us to a garden where things are choice. We can go out and get them in a very complete and perfect manner that's appealing to us. So this is what God is inviting us to. He is inviting us to that type of life where the growth can sustain the life. Our leader once said that we do not have that kind of record for growth as African American people. The growth, the life that sustains the growth as African American people. We don't have that life yet. That's why we still running around forging, trying to find a way to bring it all together. I'm not saying that we don't have structure. We have structure. But the structure that we have is just been privileged to a few. But the structure has to be broadened in order for us to feel the full effects of that life. And that we have experienced some growth to help us in our areas of need. We have experienced that. And none of us can deny that we have not. But if we truly want to understand what we've been given by our leader, then a few things need to be clarified or understood. That is that it is said that God invites us to community life, right? The community life that God invites us to is also an ethical life. This is what the Quran is telling. The Quran says God invites you to the ethical life. That's the life that our beloved Prophet Muhammad invited us to. Community, but the community life has to be ethical. Without an ethical life in your life, you don't have anything but chaos, confusion, crime, corruption, division, whatever you want to call that you can see courage in. Without the ethical life operating within that life, we have a problem, a serious problem. So if we want to embark upon the best mode that God put us in, know that part of that best mode is the ethical life. I recall our leader once, he was talking about the word ethics. He was saying that in the word Ethiopia, you will find the word ethics. Because the people of Ethiopia at one time, they pride themselves in moral standing, an upright position, right rule. That was before they put the name on it, Christian. The Christians put their name on it. So our leader, Imam Mohammed, just think how wise a person was to be able to see the deception there and invite us to engage our lives around that simple word ethics, because it was the ethical life that Prophet Muhammad went forward with. It is said in the life history of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, said that he had called a gathering of the Christians, Jews, and they were going to talk about pressing forward with the life that the humanity can be proud of and live by. They came to the meeting. Prophet Muhammad, he wanted to bring to them the concepts about how to structure a community with humanitarian interests. But they came and they wanted to do the economics and politics.